Hey everybody, it's Brett here with the Tuning School. I'm back with Bob and we're going to go over more fuels because we've got more testing under our belt. Today we're going to be talking about C85 and how it compares to regular pump E85. All right, so we're back. We're going to be talking about C85. Before we jump in, just like normal, let's talk about what C85 is because not everybody might know. So explain to me exactly what this stuff is right here.
Well, we did talk to VP Racing about it, and they explained that they created a solution for people that like the ethanol-based fuels, but really wanted something that was a more pure, known standard, output. So like pump,
as far as content goes.
Yeah,
which
pump.
was a huge con for the previous E85.
You don't really know what's coming out of the pump. 40%, 80%, you really don't know. But with this stuff, they say it should come out right at 70, and ours tested right at 69, 70. It was right on.
It was actually perfect, which is already a huge plus in its favor because it is indeed better. But what we did find with our car, though, was just like with the 85, how we were so close to running out of pump and things like that, having that extra content, needing that extra volume.
Needed even more.
Right.
Sure.
We weren't able to keep up with it. So what we actually did is we have another sticky note.
It's good sticky.
And we cut it down using 93 down to C40.
Right.
So it's not quite as the highest concentration as we could get.
Right.
Which is kind of better though, because I want to, I and you and hopefully everybody at home wanted to know what these, punch out at the same content level.
At the same level. So we've equalized it.
Yeah. So we equalized it. We cut it down with 93 and we put it in the car.
Yep.
So now that we, went ahead and did all that, we did our testing, and let's talk about the numbers that we found.
Well, hang on one second. The one thing I think people watching should understand is that from all the testing we've seen and the data we've gathered, over 40–50% ethanol content, you really don't see any gain in power.
Yeah.
You're pretty much past that point. You could run 80% ethanol. It's not going to make any more power than it does when you've mixed it 40 or 50%.
Yeah. And power as far as the octane is negligible above that
the
point.
gains are just not there for you. So there's not any harm in our testing for power output. So it did work out great because that's about what this direct injected car could actually tolerate in terms of supplying fuel that we needed.
It was right around 40%.
Yeah, over that you kind of run out of fuel and you're done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yes, numbers. You guys will like this, I think.
All right, so to recap, we're going to talk about E85 because it's actually our current champion, okay? So that made 618 and 556.
618 rear wheel horsepower.
Yep, and 556 foot-pounds of torque.
On our Mustang dyno.
On our Mustang dyno, and you can see that on the laptop there. And so C85 made 629 and 556. So the exact same torque, but we gained 11 horsepower.
Yes.
Now, as far as the rules are concerned,
it's a winner.
It is a winner. So we do technically have to take the belt off of our E40 here and throw it on our C85 because it was indeed better.
Maybe. You can get the belt to stay.
There we go.
Yes.
Our C85/C40 is better.
Yes.
And it is the new champion.
It's the horsepower king so far. And, to really talk about the testing, the horsepower is higher. The torque is the same. So the dyno charts will show really the gains were just in the higher RPM range. So if you were drag strip oriented, and you're just going to be full throttle from, and every time you hit a shift point, you're over, 5,000 RPM or whatever, that's definitely going to be a better fuel. You're going to go faster.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we know exactly what this made and that it's our new champion, let's talk about some pros and cons. And we're going to start first with cons.
Sure.
And we just wanted to preface, if you guys really want to know a lot of the cons for this, we pretty much covered it in the last video, and a lot of it had to do with ethanol and having to have the mechanical parts for it and or tuning. So if you're really interested in getting more cons towards just ethanol fuels in general, definitely go back and watch our last video with E85 because we talk a lot about that. But today, right now, we're only going to be talking about cons specifically to this fuel. Right. And the biggest thing that we found was cost. Is that right?
Cost. So our quick search of pricing came up about $15 a gallon in a 5-gallon pail.
Right.
Contrast that to your pump E85, which is here in Florida, comparable to 93 octane, so $2.50, $3 a gallon.
Yeah, and some places it can get even cheaper than that at the pump.
It can, maybe they're in cornfields and it's much cheaper. I don't know, but I will tell you, there's a huge price gap between these two similar products. But that pays for purity of product.
Yeah, obviously it does. And the other side effect as well is obviously accessibility.
Sure.
So if you're buying this stuff, you've got to be at a VP distributor, or I don't know if you can order it online or not,
They
but
can ship you 5-gallon drums, I'm sure, from a distributor.
from somewhere.
Yeah.
There's places that sell it online, and I suppose that you could get it from. So you can't just go to any pump and get it and fill your car with it. You've got to buy, you know,
Which
2 or 3
really
of them.
means the real use for this stuff is racing.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I would look at this. I wouldn't use it as a daily driver type fuel. It's way too expensive.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to talk about pros now.
Sure.
And the biggest pro that we came up with is highest power.
Highest power.
So
I mean, you can't complain. It's
that really is. It speaks for itself.
It's great. I mean, it kills your pump gas, you know, by a huge margin, from 629 to 574 with 93 octane. So I mean, the gains are just there.
The difference there. I mean, that's a huge
difference.
Power increase with just something that's a fuel, and it's really impressive, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
So tell me, who could use this?
So I would use it if I were just going drag racing.
Okay.
You know, because obviously at the price, you know, you're normally going to spend the money for the race fuel at the drag strip. So it's too expensive probably for road course racing unless you're really into that. You know, you're going to spend the money. You got $1 million motor, but at the same time, it's up there with the price of other gasoline-based race fuels.
Yeah.
They're $15-20 a gallon.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
very
this.
similar. So just like we said with the other race fuels, it's not for a daily driver
It's
car.
just not. It's
so
not.
on
But
and so forth.
if you want to get every last, you know, horsepower and a significant, you know, increase over, you know, pump gas, that's it's there for drag strip use. That's what I would say.
And what's cool to that point, you know, let's say that like, oh, I really want that extra horsepower.
Sure.
Well, if you run something that is street friendly, like E85, it's more street friendly, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're only going to lose 11 horsepower.
Right. Yeah. There's not a huge
as
gap
far as
there.
our testing, it can show.
And it was really only over like 5,000 RPM. It wasn't the whole
Which
range.
is still really impressive. So even if you really want to use an ethanol type fuel in your car as a daily driver, the E85 stuff is probably better suited than obviously the C85.
Absolutely. But if you want every last horsepower, that's really what VP says it's for. That's what we found too.
Awesome. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Well, up next, we're going to be testing MS109. We're going to see if it can overthrow the C85 champ here, and we're excited to do the testing.
That's right. It's going to be fun.
It should be awesome. So for more high-performance tuning knowledge, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. And as always, stay tuned.